First, let me take the... Oh, why swa is used twice. So one is one's own, and then the position of the golakam, that position is the other one, self. So one is self and the other one is the position of the golakam itself, right? That is why swa. Okay, the second question. Some people claim to have a vision of God appearing and imparting instructions to executing something. All these can be accounted for. These are all siddhis and it is possible. But as Swamiji says, don't get carried away by these things, because ultimately, as we are seeing, only knowledge can remove ignorance, right? We must be clear about that. Do sarvada and sarvata both mean always? No. Sarvada is always, sarvata is by all means, all possible methods. Would what you are doing now be Manushya Yajna? It is not only Manushya Yajna, it is Brahma Yajna also. Right? So how does the Pancha Mahayajna help us for spiritual growth? Want the Bhakti Yoga followed by Jnana Yoga help in my spiritual growth? See, as I told you in the Tattva Bodha and Introduction to Vedanta, there is no yoga without bhakti. There is no secular yoga at all. Whether it is karma yoga or upasana yoga or jnana yoga, everything is only with Ishvara. It is just the form, whether it is Ishtadevata or whether it is, Vishwarupa Ishvara. That's the only thing that's differing. So Pancha Mahayajna is also a way of, you have Deva Yajna. Everything you are doing with the Karma Yoga attitude. What is that? Which is Ishwararpana Bhavaha. I don't want to get into Gita teaching. So you see that in the Gita, you see that we offer everything to the Lord and we accept the result as prasada. So therefore, the Pancha Mahayajna helps you in developing equanimity, samatvam, right? And therefore, following that will help you get ready with the qualifications for this spiritual journey. Yeah, Shama and Samadhana both indicate focus and concentration of mind. Yeah, so there is subtle difference. Samadhana is focusing for a length of time. That is that faculty itself to free up that mind space for the scriptural study. That would be Samadhana. A stepping stone would be Shamaha. And then Uparamaha is next step. And then Samadhana is, of course, the full-fledged faculty which will help you in your journey. That's the difference. Any suggestions to help young kids develop their thinking faculty or concentration levels? Yeah. Those who have this tradition of Sandhya Vandanam, yes, the earlier we do it. And in fact, Swamiji, I remember remarked that if you're having Sandhya Vandanam, if you're having a Upanayanam ceremony for the boys, don't leave out the girls. Please initiate them into Smartha Gayatri so that they don't feel left out also. That is one thing. Otherwise, a very simple way by which this concentration can be developed is Shiva Manasa Puja. Because when you understand the meaning of the Shiva Manasa Puja and you are able to do this entire prayer mentally, right, for 4 or 5 minutes, remembering the meanings and remembering the words, that is focusing ability. It will take you about 5 to 6 minutes, right? We can also use Guru Stotram, but I have personally found Shiva Manasa Puja very useful for this purpose. I'm yearning to have spiritual growth. How do I attain a guru? Automatically, it will happen, right? And if you have landed in the right place, your journey will automatically proceed. And a sincere prayer to the Lord to show you the way will definitely take you to the guru, and that guru will help you cross over. Do Manushya Yajna, Pitri Yajna change over the course of one's life? In general, the proportion of Karma Yoga starts coming down as the Jnana Yoga goes up, because you have only 24 hours per day, right? So if you see a typical person's life, the initial years, you might have done so much of puja, parayanam and other activities. Now that will get replaced by Gita Parayanam, Bhashya Parayanam, teaching, studying, right? Mananam, Nididhyasanam, etc. Okay. Okay, these are all done. Second. Let me just now. Okay. Let me see if anybody's hands are raised. Vasudevji, go ahead.
Namaste, Mahoday.
Namaste.
Just a comment and one question. Got good understanding of Pancha Mahayajna. So moksha, in a simple way, we can say spiritual awakening is moksha?
It is, but as Swamiji says, better to have very simple, terms. Basically, gaining the knowledge about the self and clearing all misconceptions related to the self. Simple language. That's
so
all.
It is very much relevant for this life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is why we try and use as simple terms as possible.
Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad. Okay, here is one question from somebody. What is Smartha Gayatri? Is it different from the known Gayatri mantra which boys do japam during Sandhya Vandanam? Yes. See, Sandhya Vandana Gayatri is only meant for the initiated people. That is, they should have had an initiation, and then only, basically, even Arya Samaj does this initiation. Only then they can do Gayatri mantra. But Smartha Gayatri is open for everybody. So maybe in the next class, I will add a slide and I can show you the Smartha Gayatri. I have it somewhere with me. I'll pull it out for all of you. Okay. Anjali, please go ahead.
Namo Namaha. In last class, you had given an email address to email you, but I tried a couple of times. It says the invalid email address.
Maybe you got the spelling wrong. So let me again type it out.
Yeah, I copied it and sent, yeah.
Okay, Vedanta, Vedanta, and then there's no gap, Satsanga, SATSANGHA.
Okay, I will try again.
gmail.com. Yeah.
Yes, I will try again. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Radha ji, please go ahead.
Namaste, Guruji. My question was in Shloka 18, the first line is Ukta Sadhana Sampannaha. So here what would Ukta Sadhana mean?
1 second. Let me first go to that. Which verse did you say? 8. Okay, Guru.
PC 32 and otherwise 18.
Oh, Ukta Sadhana Sampannaha, the ones that have been listed so far. The Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti.
Sadhana Chatushtayam.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sampanna means one who has achieved all these.
Got it. Yes. Who has got it. Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampannaha. That's what it means. Okay. Anyway, I will cover it in the next class again. Anyway, today I didn't have a chance to complete it.
Thank you.
Okay. Geeta Sadashivam.
Namaste, Mahoday.
Namaste.
You
have to be louder.
You have said this Lalita Sahasranamam and Vishnu Sahasranamam, everything in Dhyana Shloka. Dhyana Shloka is like something we can go through this meditation.
Okay, let me take this. Yeah, let me take this opportunity to explain to all of you. I am surprised that many of us in the families, they have not told us this. Before any of these prayers, there is some 2 or 3 or 4 shlokas which are called dhyana shlokas. The purpose of the dhyana shloka, if you understand the meaning, will be to have a description of the god or goddess so that you can bring the form in front of you and meditate for 5 minutes. And then you start the Sahasranama. That is the purpose. So I said, those are all beautiful shlokas for Upasana. That's all.
That's in Lalita Sahasranamam. Haham ityeva vibhavaye bhavani.
Yes.
That is, I found it. Yeah, that's just
In
I
fact, that particular line that you picked is the highest Vedantic teaching.
Yeah. Yes.
You are bringing the goddess upon you and
Yes,
you are meditating. Yes.
Yeah. It's very nice. Thank you.
You will be
Thank
able
you,
to
ma'am.
appreciate much better now. Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Krishna Prasad, please go ahead.
Namaste, Bhagini.
Namaste.
What you taught today regarding, I have 2 questions. One is on the Shastram, then another is on the Mumukshutva. On the Shastram, we say Shastra is the Pramana, right? So, also, if putting it in the context, there's Vyavaharika Dharma, Tattva and the Paramarthika Tattva, and then, as you said, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. When we say Shastra, are you only referring to Vedanta Shastra, or there are Dharma Shastram, Upasana Shastram, Yoga Shastram? So what is
when it's
the primary
always
source?
Shastra when I refer here, which is Vedanta Shastra.
Okay, so that is the only pramana that we use in this learning. So Dharma Shastra,
Absolutely.
all the other
Only,
Shastras.
yeah, Veda Pramana.
Well, Dharma Shastra is part of Vedas, right? So
no,
is
Dharma
that...
Shastra is not part of Vedas. It is not. So my suggestion is you please go through the structure of the, our Vangmayam. You will realize that there are different layers, right? So if you see, it is only the Vedas which are considered as the original, right? A Paurusham. All the others are derived only. So when I refer to Shastra, I'm only referring to Veda Pramana.
So we are kind of focusing on the Paramarthika, Moksha, Vedanta Shastra. All other Shastras are not really
Absolutely,
Veda
absolutely.
Pramanas.
The subject of Vivekachudamani is that, yes.
Right. I just want to make that distinction clear because
Absolutely.
I was confused as to where
No,
should
you
I
are
really
right.
focus.
You're right.
Thank you.
And more specifically, I will be using Advaita Vedanta. I didn't want to confuse people, but that is where, yeah.
Understood. Thank you very much for that clarification. And
nice.
the Mumukshutva part, of course, you said about spiritual awakening and the intellectual understanding. And then you gave the explanation of Panchakosha Vilakshana and the comparison to the dream state versus the awakened state. So my question is, so even if a person is spiritually awakened and intellectual understanding is there, one can still be propelled by or bound by the prarabdha. So we can, even though one becomes Jivan Mukti, he can fall back into the Maya and be controlled by the Maya, mired in Maya, and then if I can say that way. Is that a correct understanding?
Yeah, as a Jivan Mukta, you anyway have to exhaust your prarabdha, and the prarabdha can take you anywhere. But we must remember that the Jivan Mukta is an akarta abhokta, so he's not impacted by the upheavals that the life brings to him. That's the difference.
So there is a subtle, if I can say, they can classify Jivan Mukta as one who may not fall back, and one like Swamiji is, as you say, whereas those who may have the intellectual understanding, but they may fall back and be controlled in the Maya until they exhaust all the prarabdhas.
No, the test is you are a Jivan Mukta if you are not impacted by the prarabdha and you are able to hold and move on. Naturally, it happens in the spiritual journey as days go by. We are able to develop all these values.
Okay, because why I asked was intellectual understanding does not really
Absolutely. It
yeah.
can't be, but remember, you
Can't-
can't get to the intellectual understanding if you don't have values.
I don't want to be have the comfort or confidence that intellectual understanding is enough. Of course,
It is
preceded by
enough,
all
but
the
you will not
other
get
that you've
intellectual. No. You will never get the intellectual understanding within double quotes without the necessary values. And values means all of what is talked about in the Gita, Karma Yoga, everything.
Yeah, so it helps to put all these things in a blender, and obviously I'm in that stage where I'm just learning. So thanks for the clarification.
Anyway, great. So, okay, I think, okay, Jhansi Rani, please go ahead.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Ah.
You said that if I understood it right, when you're asleep state, it's the Atma who actually visualizes the reality, so-called dream state, which when we are awake, then that is seen as unreal. And for a spiritually awakened person, till they're not awakened, they see the real world as real. But when they're spiritually awakened, then the reality is different. So I'm just thinking, in both the states, it's the Atma who is actually witnessing whether it's a dream or whether it is the spiritual awakened reality or unreality.
Okay, we'll come to this, but in Tattva Bodha I have covered. Atma is the Sakshi Chaitanyam across all the states, the common one, right? Sakshi, because everything else is different. In the Sthula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, and Karna Shariram are the ones that experience the dream, etc. So it is not you shouldn't say the Atma experiences, because Atma is nirvikaraha, nirgunaha, nothing. It has, so it is just witness consciousness. So we never say Atma experiences, right? So it is the Sukshma Shariram that is experiencing, whether it is dream or whether it is in the case of Jagrat world, it is Sukshma and Sthula Shariram. In the case of dream, it is the Sukshma Shariram, because the Sthula Shariram is anyway lying on the bed. We'll see more about this as we progress, Bhagini.
Thank you, Guruji.
Okay, Venkateshwaran Mahoday.
Namaskaram. Regarding this Brahma Yajnam, see, it is actually prescribed that next to Sandhyavandanam, you have to do Brahma Yajnam also daily. The Brahma Yajnam structure, if you see, first we invoke Vishnu, Shuklam Vardhanam Vishnum Sheshivaranam, then Pranavopasana. Then you 4 Vedas, starting slokas, you utter. Then first will be your Rishi Yajnam, Deva Yajnam, Pitur Yajnam. That completes this you have to do daily. All the 3 yajnas are incorporated under one title of Brahma Yajna. This is like Sandhyavandan procedure is, this procedure is also mentioned.
Okay. So you can replace if you feel that Brahma Yajnam is confusing for the Pancha Maha Yajna, you can replace it with Rishi Yajna. Basically, protecting the parampara is what is referred to here. Okay. So anyway, let's move on. Bhuvana, please go ahead.
Harihi Om Guruji.
Ah.
I just wanted to let you know that even though I've done the introduction to Vedanta by you through Vyoma and Tattva Bodha, it's so nice to go back and revisit. Especially yesterday I was listening, and the small things that you give, like Bhuvpadau Yasyana Abhir, how Totakacharya has written that, and that is the Dhyana Shloka. And today Pancha Mahayajna's where it is from. It is so amazing, and thank you so much, because I feel that I have to keep coming back, even though I'm going ahead with so many other things. We should not forget where we started from. That is my understanding. And dhanyavadaha for all the, effort that you're putting in and helping us get there.
I'm enjoying as much as you also. That's nice. So, okay, I'm just going to see one more question here. Is it possible to progress in Vedanta without doing too long religious activities like Orthodox puja? Sometimes I get intimidated with too many do's and don'ts in religious aspects. Yes, the entire Karma Kanda is rigid. Because, why is it rigid? Because they are all Kamya karmas. Basically, you are saying, I will do this ritual, give me this in return, right? I will do all these, different types of puja. Swamiji uses Avahanti Homam. Nowadays, nobody does Avahanti. But there are a lot of Prayachita karmas we do, a lot of homas we do. Why do we do? Because we want long life, we want wealth, we want happiness, we want peace. So whenever we are doing something for expecting something in return, the rules are rigid, the religious activities are rigid, everything is rigid. Now, if you have crossed over this stage and you are not asking for anything for yourself, your family, or any of your profession or anything, then none of these matter. You can do puja in your form. You can do Manasa puja. You can do Parayanam of any of these, as I said. It doesn't matter. As long as you are in the Karma Kanda and you are in the Grihastha where you have commitments towards your family, your children, your, the previous generation, Shraddham, Tarpanam, all of them in different forms. We have to follow rules and to the extent possible. I know that nowadays it's not possible to follow 100%, but still to the best of our ability, we have to follow. It is because of this reason. Jnana Yoga, you don't have that problem. Okay? Then, okay. When time permits, can you please teach Shiva Manasa Puja Stotra session in future? I think I have put up a recording of the Shiva Manasa Puja somewhere. You should be able to get it. Otherwise, I will make a note of it and see if I can send it across. The link can be sent across. Okay. So that should be okay. You can use it. Can you please say about Vangmayam chart, where to read? It's there in the, I've covered as part of Introduction to Vedanta. So you go back to the very first session, you should be able to see. I've not covered entire Sanskrit literature like Kavyas and all because it's not relevant to us anyway. But what is required for Vedanta is covered in Introduction to Vedanta, the very first session, I think. You can find it there. Okay, I still see, okay, Muthu Krishnan, please go ahead.
Papa?
Hello. Namaskaram, madam. I've got this question. I am in Grihastha Ashrama. For example, I'm married, I've got a family, etc. And still, can I do just Jnana Yoga?
You can't do just Jnana Yoga. If you are in Grihastha Ashrama, you have to complete your duties in the Grihastha Ashrama. So, for instance, if you have children, you have to take care of them, their rituals, your family, your parents, right? Your spouse. All these commitments are there. So you can't just let go or drop. But if you know that this is where you're headed, then you can lead a better life and sort of plan, in such a way that you can spend more time on Jnana Yoga as you grow older.
Yeah, okay. That's what I'm saying. So it can be both. I can be in Grihastha Ashrama, I'll take care of them. At the same time, practice Jnana Yoga from the
Absolutely.
Jnanam point
I'm
of
a standing example, right? I've been in the corporate world. I'm a mother of 2 children, married. I have a husband. I have my in-laws. They all stayed, passed away. Then I do all the shraddhams, everything. So all of us can do that. Except that I just have one piece of advice. Many people give excuse saying, I don't have time. Okay. That is one thing that I am not able to accept because you can still start with 1 hour a week of, say, listening to Gita and systematically increase it over, say, 5 to 10 years to about 4 hours, 6 hours a week, etc. and in Jnana Yoga, and slowly also try to learn some of the chanting of Gita, etc. I think it's possible with a focused and sustained effort. That's all I have as an advice.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Okay. Bhuvana, did you want to say something? Okay, no. Jhansi, because I still saw your hand raised. Okay. Maybe it was a mistake. Go ahead.
Guruji, yeah. What's the difference between Karma Yoga and Upasana Yoga?
Upasana Yoga is a mental Karma Yoga. Keep it like that. Manasa Karma.
Okay. Thank you,
That's all.
Guruji.
Simple. Okay, then. So I think I've covered everything, even the Q&A and all of them. So we'll stop here and we will meet next week, same time.